friends! We got a shiny today! This is Winsor Newton Manganese Blue. This bottle is from the 50s, so I have to assume it's using the correct pigment, because they didn't actually list pigments until about the late 60s and early 70s, so yeah, there's that. Winsor Newton Manganese Blue is extremely rare. There is currently one as of recording this on eBay. They keep relisting it for $120 starting bid. Don't think they're going to get that. I did not pay $120 for this though. But yes, it is a pretty standard 50s tube. I do have the Grumbacher Manganese Blue from about the 70s. Grumbacher, or Grumbacher, don't know how to pronounce it, someone correct me. This does not last. Winsor Newton lasts, no matter how long it apparently is. I have the window open, there are noises. But this, it holds pretty firm to the 30-year lifespan that oil paint is supposed to have. It stiffens over time, which is why I have been using a lot of it, because it just doesn't really last all that well over barium manganate. Yeah. So, but we're going to have a little comparison, even though this is stiffened and yeah. But just because we're here, we're going to compare it to two other blues. I got good old cerulean. I got good old French ultramarine. I got them both on sale. And we're going to, because one's a little darker than the other, and to be honest, I'm not sure which one the manganese is closest to. I haven't been using any manganese really since I got this bottle, since I made the last video with manganese. Is it manganese with a hard N or manganese? Is it a silent N? I do not know. I can't pronounce things. I read things. No one ever corrects me. But this was a bit of a pain in the butt to open. And now it's being a bit of a pain again. And there is the blue. Will it come out? Yes, look at that. We're going to have a little bit. Ooh, I'm being wasteful today. Look at that. Eesh. Look inside the cap. That's going to get stuck later. Yeah. I got a little bit of blue inside the cap, but that's okay. I got a little blue in my hand. Yeah, we're going to make sure that's nice and closed, because we're only going to be using a little bit. But look how easily that flows. It's like it's a brand new. Look at that. That is gorgeous. And we're going to mix it with a little bit of white. I have Old Holland titanium white today. I don't think it really matters which white we use for this particular project. White is white. We do a thing. Old Holland, incidentally, it's one of the most expensive brands of oil paint out there. And for me, it feels a little bit stiff a lot of the time, and I don't know why. Because I like my oil paint to be a little bit more flowy. And we're only going to be using a little. Oop, come on. Let go. There we go. We're going to be using a little bit. Yeah, that works. Get a nice little light blue. Maybe a little bit too much. There we go. Yeah. We're doing things. Look at that shade. Oop. And because we can, because we're here, I'm going to, which is what I should be doing, I'm going to mix it with a little bit of yellow. Garbage noises. Yeah, why not? We got some Michael Harding Yellow Lake. Just a little bit of yellow to see what color green we get. Because we can, because we're here. And yes, this mixes modern and vintage pigments, but I don't think anyone really cares. So, I certainly don't. Hey, that's a nice little green, actually. Yeah. All right. Gotta mix it. Gotta get it off my palette knife. There is too much on my palette knife. Clean. Garbage noises. Okay. Now let's see if any of this even comes out, because this stuff goes stiff. And the bottle cap is, there we go. I did something last time. Okay, this is going to take some work. It is not coming out at all. Did it get stiff on the top? Yes, it hardened on the top. That's the problem. There we go. There we go. It came out eventually. Just the top layer got a little hardened. There we go. That's what old Grumbacher does. There's a lot of vintage Grumbacher paints on eBay. And to be quite honest, I don't know why people are buying them. Because this is taken a little... Why are you not coming out? There we go. We got something. We're just peeling it out this way because it's just not coming out the normal way. This is why I don't use it. Yeah, well, yeah. As good as that's going to get. This is going to be the same blue shade. Yeah, that's the same blue as the Winsor Newton one. But that's not what we're here for. I can just take some of this. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. That's about the same blue. Let's just assume that's the same blue. Yeah. It's just too much wet. Yeah, it's fine. It's the same blue over there. But now you know. If you want to buy old vintage paints, go with Winsor and Newton if you can. Because sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't when it comes to Grumbacher. Mix a little bit of yellow. Boop. Just a little bit of yellow because we didn't get enough blue. And it is stiff like painting with clay. But that's pretty much the same green. That is the same, essentially the same green. Yeah. It's just old. It's not workable paint is what it is. Gonna clean off the palette knife. Don't know why this is here. Ah! That's fine. That's not gonna contaminate anything. Okay, now we got French ultramarine. We're gonna do that. That is way too dark, is what that is, but hey, we have something, some baseline to compare it to, is what we got. Good, there we go. Sometimes a little bit gets stuck. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's a much darker blue, but you know, now you have a comparison going on here. Now you're just going to take this up a little bit to see that this is, if you have some French ultramarine and you get a basic idea, because colors never come out completely right on whatever monitor you have, whatever camera I'm using, things get lost in translation. So it's always good to have a little bit of a baseline going on. And French ultramarine is the baseline for this video. So yeah. That's a completely different shade of blue. But now you know. Pretty quiet day outside today, so pleased about that at least. Just some cars going by, no one honking. Gonna put out a little bit more French ultramarine to mix with, to mix with the yellow, so we get a little, so we know what we're looking at, so we get a nice green out of it. There we go. Yeah. That's a completely different shade of green, but we knew that was gonna happen. Yeah, that's a foresty green. You might be wondering why I even have vintage Winsor Newton manganese blue, because it went up on eBay and I'm still looking for old vintage paints for my vintage painting project, copy noise. And then this came up and I had a little bit of a heart attack. My friends will definitely tell you that I was screaming for about 20 minutes before deciding to send in that offer. Now we're doing cerulean blue because I figured it was a lighter shade and maybe a little bit closer to the old manganese. Yeah, come on, there we go. And you know what? It's not the same shade, but for modern equivalences, it'll do the trick. Like that. Oops. Come on, I can pick it up. Yeah. Like, that is pretty close. Not exact, but they don't make manganese anymore. So when a pinch cerulean might do you good. Now we got a little bit of white. But that manganese is beautiful. It is good for the sky. Come on. What the hell is that? Okay, those are noises. Those are outside noises that you're hearing right now. Yeah. I'm in a more quiet part of New York City, but occasionally we get some weird things going on. Yeah, those are noises. Okay. Cerulean is a more expensive color though, especially when it's not a U, but you know what? It's better than not having anything at all. Now we're gonna mix some yellow. Yeah, let's mix some yellow. Might have been too much yellow. That's fine. But no, the green is actually pretty on par for the manganese. It's pretty much almost the same, the green one. Yeah. But yeah, cerulean is pretty much close to manganese. Not exact. It's a little bit lighter. This is definitely a little bit, have a stronger tint to it, I feel. But the greens are really close. So if you just want a green, that's exactly what you'd get from manganese, then cerulean would do you. I don't know what the U would do, because I don't have any cerulean U on me at this point. But yeah, ultramarines are a little baseline here. It's a little darker. Don't buy vintage Grumbacher paint. Modern Grumbacher is good. Vintage, they pretty hold firm to the expiration date that oil paint is supposed to have. Winsor Newton does not. Winsor Newton just tells you to go to hell and it will be good until the end of time, apparently. But yeah, that was our little video on manganese and a couple of comparisons, and now you know. Thank you. Goodbye. Have a good Easter, everybody. I'm not going to have a video next week because I'm going on a little trip, but the week after I'll be back. Thank you. Goodbye.